there are reportedly teams poking around Brandon Aiyuk to see if he could be made available via a trade. As we know, there were a bunch of teams kind of in consideration to trade for Brandon Aiyuk, the Steelers being one of them, almost to the point where Brandon Aiyuk was actually on his way to get traded to the Steelers. And it was Kyle Shanahan who had to run upstairs, stop the trade from going through so that the 49ers and BA could agree to terms on the deal. And obviously we know what the ramifications of that situation was. That meant he missed all of training camp, so it was a slow ramp up during the season. And then just as he was starting to get his legs under him, he had a severe knee injury that knocked him out for the season and has the potential to knock him out, into week 1. So we're still waiting to see what that timetable for return looks like. But it is interesting to hear that teams are poking around, who are, trying to gauge interest if the 49ers would be willing to trade Brandon Aiyuk. And honestly, from the 49ers standpoint, I don't know how it makes much sense trading Brandon Aiyuk, because you would be trading him at his lowest value, right? He's got the big contract, so you'd have to move that contract. On top of that, he's dealing with a severe injury. He has not returned yet, and I don't know if you could trade him. I believe he would have to pass a physical, and it doesn't sound like he would be able to pass a physical. So this report is interesting. Teams can do, all the poking they want. They can poke around and poke. It doesn't mean anything's going to come of it. I find it interesting that this came out kind of as a report. But it doesn't make sense for a lot of reasons. One being can't pass physical. 2, 49ers paid him a ton of money just to trade him is moronic, if you ask me, which is why I don't think they'll do it. Trading him at his lowest value is another moronic situation. So if you are going to be trading or considering trading Brandon Aiyuk, it definitely won't be this offseason. It would most likely have to come after he at least proves that he can get back onto the field. And even at that point, I don't even know if that makes sense for the 49ers, considering what they have paid him. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, we saw John Lynch and Mike Tomlin, standing, watching Senior Bowl practices for a solid 30-40 minutes, them chopping it up. Who knows what they were talking about. I'm sure they talked a lot over the course of that whole Brandon Aiyuk saga and that situation. So seeing them kind of talk for a while at the Senior Bowl was definitely interesting. Were they talking about a potential Brandon Aiyuk trade? I don't know. Were they talking about a potential George Pickens trade? I don't know. Were they talking about trade at all? Who knows? But it is, again, an interesting situation with teams apparently showing interest in potentially trading for Brandon Aiyuk. I know some fans might be interested in trading him away and getting rid of him because they have bad feelings. But again, from a business standpoint, I don't see a lot of avenues where it makes a ton of sense to trade Brandon Aiyuk, and I don't even know if you can. Like I said, he has to pass physical. I don't even know if he's running yet. We're not really sure. So I don't think anything happens, but you can let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.